So this is the eastern end of the walkway along the estuary edge, and you can see there's a very dense edge of forest and coastal bush right against the estuary shoreline, which would completely obscure walkers. It's one of the, about halfway along the trail along the green estuary edge, and you can see a whole range of coastal bush species that are here, including the exotic pines and macrocarpa, but we've got ngao here, poto, taupita, karamu, olearias, and quite a range of native bush species here suitable that are already growing very well here, but also some of the weedy species like blackberry. And it's just a matter of clearing through this to create a tunnel to provide that screened walkway experience all the way through this estuary edge. So we've just emerged out of that eastern section. Needs a little bit of clearance there. It's a wee bit tangled, but you can see lovely wide open spaces for part of the trail. It's a 40-metre wide stretch here between the shore of the estuary and the oxidation pond bund, with very good screening all the way along, either with the coastal bush species or in this case a line of pampas grass forming a very dense and penetrable screen here. So we've emerged out of that eastern section of the bush and we're going around one of the outfalls here, which shows a bit of a window out into the estuary. There'd be a fence along the bund crest here that would prevent anyone from going into the quite well screened oxidation pond on the other side. Emerging out of the bush here, we would come to a place where I have in mind a double-decker container with a bird hide on the top that would then sort of scan out across the oxidation ponds and provide a safe, secure vista of the pond life. So the trail goes along the estuary edge here, underneath these very grand trees, pine here of course, but a lot of ngao bush, aki, and taupita karamu, a whole range of native trees. But the important thing here is the softness and the quietness, just hearing the sound of the wildlife in the background, that it's a very contemplative place. And this is a wahi tapu site, and we can't undo the desecration of the development of the oxidation ponds, but we can treat this place now with respect, contemplate those that have gone before us, and just enjoy a very peaceful moment as we walk through this lovely soft trail here. Importantly, we need to maintain separation of the people walking along this trail from both the estuary edge itself and also the oxidation ponds over here behind me. And you can see there's a very quite steep bund that goes up to the access roadway along the top of the bund with the oxidation ponds on the other side. You can see the truck there, which do periodically run up and down this road, and it's quite well separated from there. And there would be a fence along the crest of this bund that would be have that foot slope below it, which would make it virtually impossible for anyone to scale it and to get across and access to the ponds. Okay. We're at the western end of the Green Edge Trail here, and you can see it's a little bit more open out to the estuary, but there is already native coastal bush species growing up on the foot of the slope here. There's a bit of a pathway, a bit of a ledge halfway up the bund, and I'll show you where that will go shortly. But we would expect to have some extra screening fencing here in these gaps to prevent visibility of walkers to the estuary life which you can see out there on Sandy Point. But the intention would also be to have a bird hide here that would enable safe viewing of that special estuarine wading bird life there without interfering with that. From the walker perspective here, you will have seen this wonderful vista of the Port Hills and the estuary in the foreground and the wildlife in the water there. But also scanning across, you would just get a glimpse of the ponds over the bund here. Remember, it'll be protected by a fence along the crest, but those beautiful views of the mountains, and at this time of the year clad in snow. It's just such a magical moment here.
For more information, check out the 360 Trail website and Facebook page.